13 sneaky foods that screw with your digestion. It doesn't matter how great your day is going. If you're experiencing bloating and gas, common side effects of indigestion, it's really hard to keep a smile on your face. And unfortunately, plenty of different foods could be to blame. Our digestive system is home to trillions of microbes that help break down our food and keep our intestines healthy, explains Lane Lieberman, M.S., Rhode, nutritionist and author of Beyond the Mediterranean Diet, European Secrets of the Super Healthy. But we can easily screw it up by eating foods that mess with the good bacteria, she explains. Here are 14 foods to skip or at least limit to keep your belly and your life running as smoothly as possible. 1. Artificial sweeteners. Consider this yet another reason to ditch diet soda for good. One study found that when people consumed artificial sweeteners, aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin aka equal, Splenda, and sweeten low, the gut bacteria that controls metabolism was altered. That can lead to all sorts of gastrointestinal (GI) problems, including an increased propensity to convert food into fat, says Lieberman. Meaning not only does it become more difficult to lose weight, but it's actually easier to gain. Not cool. Coffee, your daily pick-me-up, could be doing more than just waking you up. Not only is coffee acidic, but it also contains caffeine, which speeds up the digestive tract and may cause diarrhea, explains Katie Cavuto, M.S., Rhode, a nutritionist and chef in Philadelphia. That caffeine is also a diuretic, she explains, meaning it can lead to dehydration and even nausea. What's more, coffee causes the stomach to produce hydrochloric acid, HCl, which can cause heartburn and indigestion. So if you find yourself regularly experiencing GI issues after your cup of joe, limit it to 1 cup a day and don't drink it on an empty stomach to help ease those unpleasant symptoms. 2. Carrageenan. Not every ingredient in a natural food product may be good for you. Case in point, carrageenan, a gum derived from seaweed and used as a stabilizer in organic and natural foods like soy milk, low-fat yogurt, salad dressing, and ice cream. It can cause a host of gut issues, says Lieberman. Research even suggests that the additive may cause inflammation, which can lead to ulcerations and inflammatory bowel disease, IBS. This isn't to say you should skip dairy completely, though. In fact, organic low-fat yogurt has beneficial effects on your gut by improving the natural flora, good bacteria, in your GI tract, says Lieberman. She recommends sticking to 1 cup per day, but if you're experiencing GI issues after eating dairy, try 1 cup of lactose-free, low-fat milk instead. And be sure to check that carrageenan doesn't appear on the ingredient list. You should only see low-fat milk and cultures, and avoid the fruit-flavored and dessert kinds, which have added sugars. 3. Broccoli. Cruciferous veggies, such as broccoli and cauliflower, contain complex sugars that you can't digest, says Cavuto. They're called raffinose, and they can produce gas. They're also rich in soluble fiber, which doesn't break down until reaching the small intestine, and that can cause gas, too. This in turn causes all those familiar symptoms of indigestion, bloating, upset stomach, and gas. But we're not saying you shouldn't munch on broccoli for dinner. It has way too many health benefits to give up. Instead, do your best not to overcook your veggies, as that destroys the health bennies you're after. Also, consider taking a digestive supplement. Cavuto recommends Digest Gold, which contains enzymes that help break down those hard-to-digest plant fibers. If you're still in need of a healthy gut bacteria boost, dig into some Greek yogurt for breakfast, which is full of probiotics that can help. 4. Sugar-free foods. Steer clear of those sugar-free candies and gum. Sorbitol, maltitol, xylitol, and other sugar alcohols are frequently added to these products, which can cause bloating, gas, or a laxative effect when eaten in excessive amounts, says Lieberman. Her rule of thumb: if a sugar alcohol appears in the first 3 ingredients of a food, avoid it. Oh, and another reason to cut back on that sugar-free gum habit: it can stimulate the stomach to secrete acids that your body doesn't need, which may contribute to the development of stomach ulcers. Ouch. 5. Milk, soft cheese, and ice cream. While only 4% of adults have true food allergies, according to the National Institutes of Health, lactose intolerance is found in around 65% of adults, explains Cavuto. It happens when you lack the digestive enzyme lactase to process lactose, a sugar found in milk, and results in GI distress with symptoms like bloating and diarrhea. But even if you're not lactose intolerant, eating too much dairy can lead to its being digested in the large intestine instead of the stomach, which can cause an upset stomach, diarrhea, and gas, she says. A better choice, hard-aged cheeses have lower amounts of lactose, and yogurt is typically well tolerated because the live cultures digest lactose better, says Lieberman. 6. Fried foods. Obviously, a plate of French fries and chicken fingers isn't exactly the picture of a healthy meal. But it's worse than we thought, as fried, fatty foods can cause major distress in your GI tract in more than one way. Fried foods can move undigested through the body too quickly, leading to diarrhea, says Lieberman. Or they can do the exact opposite. Since these foods are usually low in fiber, they could stay in your digestive tract too long, making you feel full, bloated, and potentially causing constipation. Either way, it's a lose-lose. 7. Citrus fruit. If you're having digestive trouble, it can be tempting to load up on healthy foods like fruits and veggies. But watch out, acidic foods, like tomato sauce, and citrus fruits, like lemons, limes, oranges, and grapefruit, may cause you more trouble, says Lieberman. They can further irritate the lining of your stomach, leading to heartburn or acid reflux. Cut back on these until you're feeling better, and instead load up on applesauce or bananas to help ease discomfort, she suggests. 8. Onions and garlic. Ever heard of FODMAPs? They're a group of sugars and fibers found in foods, think onions, garlic, and wheat products, that aren't absorbed well in the small intestine, causing a host of gut issues like gas, bloating, stomach pain, diarrhea, or constipation for some people, says Cavuto. Other FODMAP-containing foods include healthy bites like pears, apples, beans, cabbage, and cauliflower, so unfortunately, it can be hard to pinpoint what's causing your distress. If you're having serious GI problems, talk to a doctor to see if FODMAPs could be to blame, as the process to determine whether you have a sensitivity to them can be tricky. 9. Corn. This summertime into fall food isn't exactly easy on your system. If you don't chew it long enough, it can pass through your system undigested and cause an upset stomach, Lieberman says. Blame the cellulose it contains, which is an insoluble plant fiber, and the fact that humans lack the enzyme needed to break it down in our bodies. When you do nibble a cob, remember to chew thoroughly before you swallow. 10. Milk, soft cheese, and ice cream. While only 4% of adults have true food allergies, according to the National Institutes of Health, lactose intolerance is found in around 65% of adults, explains Cavuto. It happens when you lack the digestive enzyme lactase to process lactose, a sugar found in milk, and results in GI distress with symptoms like bloating and diarrhea. But even if you're not lactose intolerant, eating too much dairy can lead to its being digested in the large intestine instead of the stomach, which can cause an upset stomach, diarrhea, and gas, she says. A better choice, hard-aged cheeses have lower amounts of lactose, and yogurt is typically well tolerated because the live cultures digest lactose better, says Lieberman. 11. Raw foods. Bacteria in raw animal products can cause food poisoning. Talk about stomach issues, so take appropriate precautions when handling perishable foods like raw meat, poultry, eggs, and seafood, warns Lieberman. Make sure to cook foods to proper temperatures to destroy bacteria, and don't leave them unrefrigerated for more than 2 hours to prevent bacterial growth. And if spending the entire night next to the toilet due to food poisoning isn't enough of a warning, keep in mind that harmful bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella can potentially be life-threatening, so play it safe. 12. Alcohol. Sipping on a margarita is all fun and games until your digestion gets all out of whack. Booze is a common trigger of leaky gut. According to Harvard Medical School, it causes inflammation, which can lead to problems with your digestive tract. If you think alcohol might be behind your issues, maybe stick to something that's easier on your stomach, like good old-fashioned H2O. 13. Nuts. Who knew your love of nuts could be getting you into digestive trouble? While they're easy for some people to digest, others have a really hard time, as those little pieces wash over some areas of the gastrointestinal system. They may irritate an already irritated or inflamed area and cause discomfort, David Dahlman, D.C., wrote on his website. Instead of eating raw nuts, go for nut butters, which are smooth and don't have any sharp edges.